Hi. So today I want to talk about a subject that can be a little bit touchy. It's deep, and a lot of people don't like to talk about deep things, especially when it's of a serious nature. Today I want to talk about the mental health system. In particular, a friend of mine tried to take his own life a couple of months ago. He booked himself into a mental health hospital. And I have to say, I mean, I knew that it was going to be a complete and utter waste of time, but to hear it from his mouth, to actually hear firsthand just how absolutely useless this so-called mental health hospital was just mortifying to me. So he was told when he went in there on the Wednesday. Now he was sent home on the Saturday, so he wasn't even in there for a week. I don't know how you're supposed to help someone with their mental health in under a week, especially when it's been of a serious nature where you've actually tried to take your own life. But anyway, that's what they did. And they told him that basically your mental health isn't serious enough, because he is quiet and introverted and wasn't carrying on loudly like some of the other patients. He was basically told that he's okay. But you know what, in my experience, and I do have a lot of experience with this, so both personally and professionally. So I have lost a cousin and several workmates, three workmates actually, to suicide. And I used to work in the funeral industry, and part of my job was actually going to the scenes of suicide victims, and it was my job to collect their body and take them to the coroner. So I was dealing with their family straight away in those very raw moments. I've seen the very dark side of what suicide can entail. And, you know, when you witness that firsthand, it's just absolutely infuriating to hear that this centre said, basically, you're not a big enough threat because you're too quiet about your pain. Now, in my experience, in talking to the families at the scene of a suicide, they had no idea it was coming, right? It's the quiet ones, the ones that are introverted, that keep it all bottled up. They're the ones we have to be worried about. They're the ones that are more likely to do it. The ones that talk about killing themselves are usually just in a lot of pain and they're seeking attention. They're crying out for help. They're not actually serious about killing themselves. The ones who are serious don't talk about it. They just go and bloody do it. So I was disgusted to hear that this centre just went, oh yeah, you're not serious enough. You're not carrying on outwardly enough. Oh yeah, he talked with a psychologist for, a couple of sessions. And when he left, they basically said, oh, now if you have any problems, just reach out to Barwon Health, which is, the health organisation in my hometown. Are you kidding? So you haven't organised a post-treatment plan for him? You haven't organised that he's got, a designated psychologist or counsellor to see? You haven't got a mental health plan in place? This is a fucking joke as far as I'm concerned. And this is why I say time and time again, the mental health system, people with a piece of paper from university who have no personal experience with trauma, mental health, grief, all of these really complex issues that affect your emotional and mental health. They have no personal circumstances or experience with it. That makes them useless in their job, as far as I'm concerned. Now, I'm not saying that everyone with a qualification in the mental health industry is useless, but what I'm saying is a large portion of them are. And as far as I'm concerned, if you haven't had a personal traumatic experience, personal mental health problems, or something along those lines where you can understand the depth and the complexity of what makes people have bad mental and emotional health, then you shouldn't be in the job. It's like I could read up in a book on how to be a rocket scientist, right? But does that mean that then I'm qualified to go and fly to the moon? No, it doesn't, right? You've got to have experience. You've got to have a personal understanding. And it may not be that they themselves have a personal experience with themselves, but it may be a loved one that they've nursed or watched, or you have to have that warmth. And I want to give a prime example. I've got two examples, but I'll just give one for now. I knew a lady who had got her qualification in on, I think it was counselling. So she had a piece of paper, right? Now, I was talking about a dream of mine of how I'd like to open up a centre one day to help people with drug addiction and all these sorts of things. And she turned to me and she said, "And why in the hell would someone like me, who has a qualification, listen to someone like you who doesn't have a qualification?" Oh my God. Like, I was gobsmacked. Are you fucking insane? Number one, right? I am an ex-drug addict, so I know better than you and your stupid piece of paper, right? I've lived it, I've overcome it. I know a little bit more about it than you, darling, okay? And second of all, it's like, I actually studied counseling and psychology. No, I didn't finish, but I've done enough to have a pretty broad understanding. And I tell you right now, though, my level of compassion and understanding towards people with mental health comes from my own set of circumstances, my own lived experiences with bad mental health, addiction. I was sexually abused as a child. I've lost my father, at a pretty young age. I have a wealth of understanding, and because of that, I find people tend to come to me, and it makes me realize that it is such an important key factor in the mental health industry. It is why it's just a joke. It's an absolute joke. You've got bureaucratic nonsense. You've got idiots that know nothing about nothing setting up systems that are designed to keep people unwell. They're not designed to actually help people, and that's because they have no friggin' idea what they're talking about. You need to have a body of people that have real life practical experiences. Now, I've seen so many different psychologists and professionals over the years that have a piece of paper, and all in all, I have to say the majority of them were pretty bloody useless, because again, they didn't have that personal understanding of what I was going through, and therefore they had no idea how to guide me towards happiness and overcoming my trauma. But I found one lady in particular who was so helpful. She has been my counselor for the last couple of years. And do you know why she's helped me? She's literally changed my life. And that is because she has personal experience. Now, I don't know, she's never said to me that she's got personal experience, but I can tell by her approach. She really knows what she's talking about. And that is the difference between a good therapist and a fucking amazing therapist that actually produces results and helps people overcome their issues. Like, my life has dramatically changed, not just from the help of her, from other things that I have done, but having her guidance, someone that actually understands, has made it's been an absolute game changer for me. So this friend of mine, who was just sent on his merry way, he has come to me, and I've taken him under my wing and I'm helping him. And some of you may say, well, what the hell would you know? You don't have a piece of paper. Well, guess what? I'm here to tell you. I know enough from my own personal experience. I've come far enough along in my healing journey that I'm now able to help someone else. And I'm really excited and pleased to say that the mental health of my friend has already started to improve in the last month. I received a beautiful message from him stating that my help, and my mum has been helping him as well, and she's a very wise lady with a wealth of knowledge. And we're trying non-conventional methods with him. I'm basically teaching him everything that I have tried over the years, and some of the things are way out and they're completely left field, but you know what? They work. And every single person that I know who has overcome deep trauma, addictions, emotional pain, mental health, have all tried non-conventional methods, because the conventional way, it does not work. You've only got to look to see how many people are trapped in the mental health system, and none of them are getting better. Another part of that is they just want to throw you a pill. And they tried to give my friend a pill whilst he was in this mental health facility. Now, I'm sorry, but that is just a bloody band-aid fix. And my doctor himself has said that. You know, I have suffered from depression, and he told me in the beginning, I'm going to give you these pills, but you are not going to be on them for more than 6 months, because they are not a solution. They are a band-aid. They are a tool to help you get your life on track, but they are not designed to be on forever. And unfortunately, there's just too many people in the professional industry that think, I'll just prescribe a pill and there you go, off you toddle, all your worries are gone. But you know what? The core issues are still under there. And we all know that every drug has a side effect, right? And creates more health problems that you don't need. You know, the whole thing is that you want to come back to a state of true inner happiness, true inner health. And that takes a holistic approach, and it also takes a little bit of work. So I feel honored that my friend feels that I can help him. I you know, I'm sending him to professional help as well, because I'm not saying I'm a guru. I'm certainly not. But we're trying these non-conventional methods with him. He's very open to it. And as I said, within a month, we've already seen a huge improvement, which is just a little bit better than going to a mental health facility and being told, oh yeah, you're not that bad. You just tried to take your own life and took 90 pills a month before, but that's okay. You're not serious enough. Off you go. You'll be right. I mean, it's a joke. It's an absolute joke. And that's what I'm about. I'm about helping people and showing people a different alternative way that I know that works, because I've done it. I've done it, I've lived it, and I'm here to show the way and truly help people, because I'm sick of a system that is completely and utterly broken, and it's just designed to keep people in a perpetual state of misery where you go around and around and around and don't get anywhere. So anyway, look, this has been a heavy topic. Some of you might not agree, and that's okay, that's your opinion, but I'm talking about from my own personal experience and observations. And you know, we need to keep having these chats, even though they're uncomfortable. They make people uncomfortable, but these issues, they're serious and they're real, and you don't want to be having these conversations when it's too late and the person has taken their own life. Trust me, it's not something you want to go through. If you haven't been touched by suicide, please do all you can to support people. Have these hard conversations up front so that it doesn't ever get to that point. I'm Stacey Sellers. I'm from the Real Life Ready Academy. Thank you for listening, and I will see you in the next video.